Councillors, I've got two further speakers against, Councillor Darby, Councillor Casey. Councillor Casey first, and then I'm going to ask Councillor Quacks for his right of reply, and we're going to put it to the vote.
Question too.
Councillor Casey.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised by the amendment, and I don't quite get it. I think the way the report has been written is very, very clear, and congratulations to the Independent Hearings Panel. It's in 3 sections. Section A is probably going to be the most straightforward, and that's where everybody's agreeing with each other. Section B is where the panel made recommendations that represent a policy shift, and staff are supporting.
Yeah.
There may be some debate there. We may wish to claw some things back. And finally, as Councillor Hulse mentioned, the panel's made a policy shift and the staff are not supporting. So I think the debate's going to come in the middle. There may be some things in the beginning, like the lands around Ihumatau, which I might raise there. But it's really clear. So get on with the show, folks. Let's get on with it.
On with it. Lastly, Councillor Chris.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Procedural question here. Mr Mayor, the last dozen words of C appear to absolutely contradict A. They're different motions. So it's a question of, I guess, democracy services, whether you really can accept the motion, at least A and B, because they contradict each other, in my view. Can we have some confirmation, or do you just want to take them as conflicted as they are?
Yeah.
Okay. Second question is of the staff. I've read the screeds, as have most councillors, and I've identified in a number of pages where there are clear technical errors, not minor editorials. They are technical errors that staff have identified. There are also points and places where reasons have not been given to recommendations. So the law says recommendations with reasons. That's what the statute said. It appears at least in 8 or 10 places that I've counted, reasons have not been given. Can I have some explanation as to where that leaves us if we do not deliberate on and address technical errors and recommendations that are not supported by reasons?
A parliamentary question to you, Penny.
So the way that the motion has been worded in B, which is around minor editorial changes, that would not pick up any of the technical inconsistencies, omissions or errors that have been identified by staff. And those, as the report talks about, will make the plan very difficult to actually implement in certain parts of the provisions. In terms of the panel not giving clear reasons for their recommendations, that has also been noted by staff. That is not a matter that I think affects whether or not you agree with this motion. It does mean that there is an unexplained reason for some of their recommendations, but we would not see that as stopping this motion going ahead.
Thank you. Briefly in speaking, Mr Mayor, I have no intention of retiring to the lazy boy chair.
Good on you. I think that's enough said. Now, Councillor Cam, the question?
Question. I just wanted to seek some clarification. There is plenty of case law around councils disagreeing with recommendations from commissioners, and I put it to you that a number of groups are circling our decision now to relitigate the unitary plan, one of them being the Federated Farmers. And they have pointed to Simpson-Grierson legal advice to the Northland Regional Council in 2013. And in short, Simpson-Grierson conclude, in our view, there are significant legal constraints on the Council's ability to reject or otherwise depart from the Commissioner's recommendations. To do so without rehearing all evidence and submissions considered by the Commissioners would infringe on the principles of natural justice and fairness and would most likely result in a legal challenge. My question, Mr Mayor, is could us now opening this up through the independence hearing process that has been locked in statute and enshrined in natural justice and fairness, could us now relitigating some of these points that we may have lost on during our own submission period, could that open us up to legal challenge?
A very brief answer, please.
The process that Simpson Gresson was talking about is the Schedule 1 process under the Resource Management Act, which is the standard plan review process. This council and the unitary plan is going under special legislation, where the special legislation particularly put in the step that the panel had to recommend back to the council for the council to consider and make a decision on their recommendations. So they're two quite different situations.
Thank you. Councillor Quacks, conclude, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr Mayor. You've often said, and I think you said it right at the outset to us, leave your politics at the door. And really by supporting this motion, you are leaving your politics at the door, because we seem to believe that by having our own political agendas brought forward through the process of this plan, we will come up with a better plan than the independent hearings panel has come up with, despite the fact that they've heard, as I said in my opening remarks, so much evidence. They've caucused with experts, they've been able to interrogate experts, and they've come up with a plan that suits all Aucklanders, not universally, and I think that should be made clear, but no plan. And we leave here after 10 days with an alternative plan or with major changes to the plan. That's not going to suit everybody either. So whatever we come up with needs to be well thought out. And I think that the panel that sat and listened to the evidence is better qualified to make those decisions and than we are. Quite frankly, that's and I'm not going to retire to the lazy boy chair, Councillor Darby. I will work diligently, as I have right from the outset on this, and if I have to, I will debate vigorously right throughout this process. But I've got to say that I would rather I didn't have to do that. I would rather just be able to say that the independent hearings panel have made some outstanding decisions, have come up with an outstanding plan, and leave it at that.
Thank you, Councillor Quacks. I'm going to put that...
By division.
Yep, okay.
Well, maybe you want to,
Order, please. Right you go.
but by division, the motion on the screen. Your Worship.
Against?
Councillor and I.
No.
Councillor Brewer.
Or.
Councillor Casey.
No.
Councillor Cashmore.
No.
Councillor Clow.
No.
Councillor Cooper.
No.
Councillor Darby.
Against.
Councillor Fletcher. For. Deputy Mayor Hulse.
No.
Councillor Crum.
Or.
Councillor Lee.
No.
Councillor Penrose.
No.
Councillor Quacks.
Or.
Councillor Stewart. Or. Councillor Sir John Walker.
Or.
Councillor Wayne Walker.
No.
Councillor Watson.
No.
Councillor Webster.
No.
Councillor Wood.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Right, now, councillors, into item 11, and